Okay, greetings, patriots, starseeds, light workers, and of course our brave military. Welcome to 1776 United, and we're in a worldwide and galactic revolution. Now today is September the 18th, early in the morning, and I'm Alex West, reporting to you from Western Canada. Now, I would like to drill down today on the scams and I know I've gone over this before, but I like to keep repeating this because I want to kind of help people be aware of the dangers out there that they have ramped up on their scam levels and capabilities, and I just want to bring it to everybody's attention. So where we're at right now, I mean, when the credit card first come out, it was just a normal credit card. You had to take it to the bank or, use it for purchasing shit, whatever it was. It was very analogued, okay? But they've ramped it up. They've ramped it up to a tap situation. And, going through and just before I get started, I've never owned a credit card in my life. And I would never dare, especially a tap. That's just financial suicide. But when I go through the car, if I do happen to go through a fast food, drive-through to pick up a coffee, and I like mine black, but if I go through, then the cars in front of me are all doing this tap, and I'm seeing it more and more all the time. And that's very, very dangerous, okay? There's been many scammers inside airports that I've seen, police or security guards jumping on tap scammers that are inside. And of course, the false ATMs that have a false front on it just to get your card going through there so they can, data mine your card and then eventually then go back and steal your money from your account. These are all basically controlled opposition. I call it controlled scamming by the banks. Another way, they lay it out there thinking that it's a convenience for you, but it's just another way to steal your money. And I've known this. I mean, this is what I believe in. I have believed in it for 30 years. And now I come to understand how dangerous they are now because of how many millions of dollars that have been stolen from people's pockets. The scam level is off the charts right now. And I'm going to tell you, it really doesn't matter why it's off the charts, but I'm going to just kind of enlighten you a little bit. All their other ways of making money, these scammers and cartels and even the military, the dark side of the military, maybe, I don't know. But there are people out there. I mean, who's to know who they are? I have no idea, and I don't care to know. But what I'm trying to do is help the people that own these cards to tell you that you think it's convenient to be able to use your card and not any cash. I'm going to tell you, get back to cash. Get back to, I know it's only fiat money, but there is going to be a time where that fiat money will not be accepted anymore, which has already started, and it has started some, maybe back 2020. So that's 5 years ago. It started by the monetary banking system in Asia. I don't know about Europe, but in Asia, they stopped using and started kind of walking away from the USD petrodollar because they knew back then, and they knew back then it was in a decline. Now, since 1913, and I'm going to go back a little bit of history, and I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but 1913, that was when the $20 gold piece was a $20 bill. But ever since then, it started declining, and it has been declining since 1913 to where it is now worth 3 cents on the world market, value-wise. The BRICS dollar, which they have brought out, which is the 5 major original countries, now I think is around 77, 78 countries that are formally involved and with their currencies that are being held, okay, is now operating, and they hold their value on the world currency or in the world trade because they have its gold back, okay? Gold will be used as a world currency, whether it be in paper form, they got it in flakes in the paper, or whether or not there is in a gold token, a small, whatever it's going to be. Maybe you have a small, like a dime size type coin. I don't know how that's going to work, but that would be the way to go. In the meantime, once people, the collective, catches hold on them knowing how weak their dollar, whether it be American, Canadian, Australian, New Zealand, Hong Kong dollar, or the British pound, or even the European euro, once they know that the devaluation of that particular money, they're going to run straight to metals. Okay, which they're doing right now. And I'm seeing it for myself inside, places like VBCE exchange in Vancouver. I'm sure they go through 15 to 2,000 people a day, maybe more, of people exchanging either currencies or trying to buy metals or whatever. They have run out. And that's driving the market for the 4 precious metals, gold, silver, palladium, and platinum, through the roof. And I've explained this before. Credit cards are out. They're gone. ATM cards are gone too. It's a convenience, yes. But listen, people, if we want to change the world we live in, we have to backtrack out of this simulated matrix, okay? And the one that keeps you clamped and keeps you enslaved in debt, and walk back and get out of it and get back onto the paper for the meantime and start moving your paper into precious metal. I don't know everything in the world, but I do know one thing. My spidey senses tells me that if you don't move your shit into metals right now, the paper that it's written on is going to be worthless, okay? And it's worthless right now. It's just that the what do you want to call it? The mechanism that's happening right now, and the consumption matrix hasn't woken up to what's going on, and everybody's still using the card and everything else, and money's being moved. There is no money left to speak of. And like I said before, if you go into a bank and ask for 15 or 20,000 out of your account, they can't supply it. They don't have it. They would say, have to come back next week, so we can gather it up. So it's telling me that there's 2 things that are happening here right now. Paper money, like I said, the dollar, euro, and the pound is disappearing because they haven't been printing this shit since 2017, okay? And it's dwindling out. And precious metals is becoming harder and harder to get, okay? And that's driving the price up. Like, silver today is like $42 American right now. That's about $61, $62 Canadian. I started buying this stuff in 2016, I think it was, at $19. Now it's $60. That's tripled. So what I'm saying is that if you get into the silver, metals, particularly silver right now, because it's so undervalued, it's so manipulated, because they're and it's used so widely, and that's why with all the industrial and medical and financial and health purposes, properties that are in silver, it's going to be widely used, and that's why it's going to be used for that. And gold's going to be used as the currency. Okay, gold will stabilize. I mean, at best, it might double, at best. But I can see silver because the need for it over the next, decade or whatever. If you don't hold it, you don't own it, and it's going to go. It's going to launch parabolically. I mean, it's going to go vertical. And I wouldn't be surprised 5, 7, 8,000, 15, 20,000 as time goes by in the next maybe, whatever. I mean, who knows and who really cares 50 years down the road? But what I'm telling you right now, if you don't get on the bandwagon while it's still at $42 American, you might miss the boat. And I mean, why I'm saying this is because I don't want to see people kind of get left out in the cold. Now, I do understand that someday there will be an EBS and the Nacera Jacera will be implemented. But there's a lot of crazy shit going on right now, and there's a lot of stuff that there's a lot of information and things that are going on in the world right now that nobody's telling us what's going on. So what I'm saying is let's prepare ourselves financially so we can continue having our assets protected. And that buying silver is one way. And if you buy the silver, then you hold it. And then as the silver becomes less available, of course, it's going to go up in price, right? Because there's only so much silver on the planet. And I'm sure maybe how God plans it, it's going to be reproduced by our beautiful Mother Gaia, like gold is. But gold is in such an abundance. And like I said before, you can go out there if you're a bit of a bush guy or just enjoy camping. Take a gold pan with you. You can buy them at any thrift shop or whatever you want, and or just look online. You can maybe buy it through there. And there again, you got to use your card, right? So try to shop off the shelf if you can. Anyways, that being said, you can go out there and just pick up some flakes or some small nuggets. I've got 12 nuggets. It's very, very small. They're less than a size of a dime. And that's like $15,000 Canadian right now. Because it is 24 karat or, it's the full value because they are nuggets. They come right out of the ground. So, it won't take much to earn a decent living because the need of it. It is the currency going forward on this planet as well as other planets, all terrestrials species, I mean us too, use gold as a form of currency. What the parasites have done as brainwashed humanity into trading their gold and silver and other precious metals in for paper, which is absolutely worthless, no backing. And all this hopefully is going to change. And in the meantime, if you want to get ahead of the curve, then you go out there and you buy your silver. Get right now your ATM cards, excuse me, your ATM cards and credit cards and playing in the stock market is all going to come to an end, okay? It's all going to come to an abrupt end. You're going to wake up one morning, you're going to have no stock left in the stock market, and your ATM cards and your credit cards will not work. That is going to, and I'm betting my next year's pay on that because I believe that this is what's going to happen. I know right now, in my heart, this is what my Lord is telling me. He's shooting these downloads into me, saying that this is what's happening. This is my intuition working, and it's not having to work too hard because it's so obvious what is actually happening out there. So I hope that everybody takes this video more serious and does the right thing to protect themselves and their families. Okay, God bless everybody. I love you all, and we'll see you on the next one.